no say Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa and Tijoma ye vacancies ye minister designate for foreign affairs. Now what tina senam before say we first question cram on wedding card to ja at your money a year Afenyo Markin. Nigga answer no pay Afenyo Markin a press conference via Waki can send be afa Okujeto Ablakwa na yenide into a tina or tina say or vet in asino. Yintin sema the two chairman and him said Afenyo Markin answer no press conference as no pay but I yenide.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, before I render brief remarks about myself, I wish to seek your leave to make some preliminary remarks about the circumstances of yesterday. I feel strongly about that because on my way here, I listened to a press conference addressed by the respected minority leader. The press conference was carried live on Joy FM. After that press conference, I have been inundated with calls from the media. I heard myself very clearly the Honorable Minority Leader say categorically, without equivocation, that I was not scheduled to be vetted yesterday and that I smuggled myself in with the help of my majority colleagues. He even brought in my beloved, beautiful, diligent, celebrated lawyer wife. She didn't also take it kindly and said that we smuggled ourselves here without invitation, and that is the cause for the chaos. I want to set the record straight, particularly based on that press conference and the subsequent calls from the media. I hold in my hands a formal invitation letter from this committee, signed by the clerk of the Appointments Committee, Mrs. Gifty Jage Goba. And the letter reads, Honorable Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, Member of Parliament, Parliament House, Accra. Dear Sir, invitation to attend upon the Appointments Committee. The Appointments Committee wishes to extend its warmest congratulations to you on your nomination as Minister Designate for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Pursuant to Standing Order 217, I am directed by the Chairman of the Committee to kindly invite you to attend upon the Appointments Committee on Thursday, the 30th of January 2025 at 1 p.m. Thursday, 30th of January 2025 at 1 p.m. Emphasis mine. At Committee Rooms 1 and 2 at the Administration Block, Parliament House, Accra. You are kindly requested to submit copies of your CV, tax clearance certificate, the Ghana Revenue Authority Secretariat, to the Appointments Committee on the second floor. And the letter adds, you are further requested to provide the names of 10 guests who will be present to witness your vetting. Please find attached guidelines for the preparation of your CV. Yours faithfully, Mrs. Gifty Jage Goba. And she did attach the schedule for yesterday. I was to come right after the lunch break at 12:30 p.m. I have a copy here. So for the minority leader to address a press conference a while ago and portray me as some hooligan, some lawless character who will be smuggled into your hearings with my wife, my chiefs, respected ambassadors, Chief Director of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, former ministers of Foreign Affairs. I take strong exception to that. I thought that the minority leader, at the very least, will have apologized to my revered chiefs who had traveled all the way from the Volta region, including the Tepamahine, traveled all the way from the Ashanti region, where I have been serving as Mbrantia Hine over the last 15 years. So, Chairman, this is a very serious matter. It's a reputational issue. I was not smuggled here. There was no conspiracy. And before the minority leaders press conference, another colleague on the minority side, the Honorable Vincent Ekwasifwa, also put out a post on social media accusing me of backdoor tactics and that I'm not going to be vetted. Yesterday, one wonders if this was some preconceived agenda to just cast a slur at my reputation. And Mr. Chairman, I want you to take a decision on this matter because my chiefs are beginning to wonder, did I mislead them? Or did I have an appointment to appear before you? Respected ambassadors are asking me, what happened? Team Oral and others are all asking me, are you sure you had an invitation yesterday after listening to the minority leaders press conference? So, Mr. Chairman, we demand an unqualified apology from the respected minority leader. Yes. My chiefs will not accept this. My guests, whose names I submitted to you on the 27th of January, will not accept this. And it has to be made very clear. I feel very strongly about this matter. Honorable. And it has to be made very clear. I feel very strongly about this matter.
Honorable
we nominee. Are not some idle people who will be smuggled into appointments committee hearings.
Honorable nominee, take it easy. I think as a committee, we've taken some responsibility. That is why, by way of opening remark, I apologize to you and the chief, together with your revered guests. What really happened was that since last week, we programmed the nominees to be vetted for the entire week. As a result of a derogatory statement against me and the members of the committee, we've taken Wednesday to deal with the problem. And that has affected our calendar, and same should have been communicated to those who were unable to vet on that Wednesday. I agree to the fact that you are scheduled to be vetted on Wednesday. The letter that you read actually came from the secretary as directed by Bernard Ahiafo, the chair of the committee. So as a matter of fact, you did not smuggle yourself to be vetted yesterday. The letter was not retracted for you to be scheduled. So that was the shortfall. And on behalf of the committee, we render a sincere apology to you and your revered guests. So, honorable nominee, I think the apology from the chair should settle the issue. Thank you very much. Then we then proceed to ask you.
So, Mr. Chairman, how about the press conference? The press conference addressed by the minority.
The media is covering us. And I've stated clearly that the committee takes responsibility. We wrote a letter to you. So if it is Honorable Sami Okujeto, my good friend, if it were to be fair, I will not be apologizing to you on behalf of the committee. That is why I am pleading to you that accept my apology on behalf of the entire committee. Therefore, this time, if you want to insist on our rights, maybe the whole day. So please, once I have taken the responsibility, and I apologize to you and your revered guests on behalf of the entire committee, whoever is a member of the committee, that based on the unfortunate incident, be it a press conference or a statement in the media or a post in the media, I am on behalf of everybody apologizing to you. So accept my apology and let this matter be settled. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
Handily
Mr. Chairman.
proceed to tell us about yourself.
I'm grateful, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, my name is Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, born on the 11th of August, 1980, in Accra. I hail from Afenyo Bato in the North Tongue district. By way of basic education, I was in Association International School at Airport, proceeded to the only secondary school in the world, Presbyterian Boys Secondary School, and then proceeded to the University of Ghana, where I read political science, philosophy, and economics. I have a master's in international politics and defense, another master's in communications and PR, an executive certificate in leadership from Harvard Kennedy School. My masters were from the University of London and the University of Leicester. I also have a professional Prince II qualification. I am currently serving in my 4th term, representing the chiefs and the good people of North Tongue. I have served as ranking member on the Foreign Affairs Committee for almost 8 years. In the 8th Parliament, I also served as chair of the Assurances Committee. I've held various positions in public service, including Deputy Minister for Information, appointed by His Excellency Professor John Evans Atta Mills of blessed memory. May his soul rest in peace. My dearest mentor, who I miss greatly. I was also appointed by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I served as Deputy Minister for Education in charge of tertiary education. I currently chair President Mahama's flagship anti-corruption team, the Operation Recover or Loot team, a position I'm very, very proud of as chair, and I will miss dearly when I hand over in the next few days. Mr. Chairman, kindly permit me to convey sincerest gratitude from the depth of my heart to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama for this appointment. I have already assured him that I will give it all and I will make him and the country proud.
Thank you very much.
I'm concluding, Mr. Chairman.
Very
if you
well.
give me 30 seconds. I must also thank my dear mother, Her Excellency Professor Nana Jenopoko Ajiman, the first female Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. And in conclusion, Mr. Chairman, I want to thank senior and veteran diplomats and former foreign ministers of our country who have all met me, Dr. Obeda Samoa, Ambassador D.K. Osei, Ambassador Gbeho, Professor Kwame Ahoy, who have all been very, very supportive since my nomination, all the other ambassadors and staff of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I definitely reserved the best for last, my loving, dear, supportive wife, who has always stood by me. I thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Our revered guests, please, you will have to take part in the proceedings in silence. We'll then proceed with the actual vetting, and I will recognize Asafo Ajay to start with his questions. Honorable Asafo Ajay, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. Honorable Minister, I would like to congratulate you once again. I am a Japon boy, so it serves well to have one of us being here. But Mr. Nominee, I am a bit worried, particularly with the diplomatic posturing of our president when it comes to the Sahel Trio and how it would impact on the image of Ghana as a democratic country. What do you think of it?
Well, thank you very much. It's a very important question you have asked. And interestingly, ECOWAS will be 50 years this year, and Ghana is likely to host the 50-year celebrations. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama believes that our regional integration agenda should be pursued and should not be abandoned. And so even though our three closest neighbors, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, broke away from ECOWAS, and only this week their breakaway became effective. ECOWAS announced that they have completed the cessation. We need to be conscious of the fact that as closest neighbors, even though we are promoting democracy and we have all said no to coups, we face serious threats. The threat of violent extremism and terrorism. And so, as good neighbors, President Mahama is of the view that he should not give up on dialogue. Article 40 and Article 73 of the 1992 Constitution enjoins the President and all of us who will be working in the foreign service space that our strategic national interest should always be at the center of our foreign policy considerations. If you have your neighbors who are being totally taken over with extremism, terrorism, and indeed, all our neighbors have been attacked except Ghana. And we know that if situation gets out of hand, the economic crisis also worsen, we will be affected. We are trading partners as well, and we have historic ancestral ties. There are many Ghanaians who trace their roots from Burkina Faso, from Niger, from Mali. So it is very strategic for President Mahama to say that I want to help resolve this Sahelian crisis. And that is why he appointed the respected, venerable Flight Lieutenant Colonel Bevlolate, who was an AU envoy on counterterrorism and also has the military clout and very close relations with some of these military leaders. So it is in our strategic national interest, as Article 40 and Article 73 enjoins us. And that is what informs President Mahama's posture when it comes to our three neighbors who have formed AES.
Thank you very much.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I'm following up on that. Honourable Minister, don't you think that our colleagues within the ECOWAS will be disappointed on the position the President has taken when they also have a different position?
The indications are that our neighbors are rather impressed with President Mahama's approach. They are really impressed that all of them were at his inauguration. And remember that even before President Mahama's intervention, ECOWAS did not just alienate them. ECOWAS took steps to dialogue, even appointed an envoy to try to talk to them to come back. Because some of the things they want to do, have a new passport, you know, have a new bank, a new trading bloc, it will really undermine our quest for regional integration. And the further bastardization and balkanization of the region is not what will help our collective economic interests, particularly at the time we are talking about the continental free trade arrangement, you know. So I can assure you, my respected colleague, that these are steps in the strategic national interest of our country, and it is very welcoming. And I think that we should, as a house, support President Mahama to achieve his objectives. I think it will be to our collective credit if during our tenure as leaders in Parliament and in the executive, we were able to talk to our good neighbors to come back into the ECOWAS fold. I think that it will really be a good icing on the cake as ECOWAS celebrates 50 years in existence.
The Chairman, I want to ask the nominee again.
That is your second question.
That's my second question, I admit. Having attended, worked with AU, attended several meetings, Ghana has always taken a position when it comes to Kosovo and Serbia. When it comes to Sahrawi Republic, we even call them the Western Sahara, and Morocco, and then the Palestine and Israel. I mean, the past government had a position. What will be your position vis-a-vis that of the President John Maham's position when it comes to these countries, and we all know what is between them?
This is a very interesting question on geopolitics and what should be our geopolitical positioning. And I would like to make reference to our foreign policy, which Osajefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah presented to this House on the 16th of December 1959. He talked about Ghana's foreign policy being positively neutral, that we shall not look left or right, we shall look forward. And that is why, after that, he collaborated with his colleagues to establish the non-aligned movement in 1961. So Kwame Nkrumah said that as much as possible, we shall seek to be friends of all and enemies to none. So our posture will remain same. We will seek to be good friends to all of these countries. But being good friends, as Kwame Nkrumah said, on the 16th of December 1959, doesn't mean that if along the line there is a misstep, you engage in some violation of international law, you go against the rule-based order. It does not mean that we will not speak out or point it out to you. That is even what shows that we are really good friends. So in these countries you have listed, there are matters that are concerning. For example, the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. We take the view that the humanitarian crisis there is totally unconscionable and unacceptable. And it is with dismay that we will continue to urge for a resolution of the Middle East crisis. We remain committed to the two-state solution so far as the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is concerned. We do not align with hardliners on both sides who say that one state should be totally annihilated, does not deserve to exist. No. We say that let's respect the UN resolution, a two-state solution. On Western Sahara, you may have heard that on the eve of President Akufo-Addo's departure, he instructed that we cut ties with Western Sahara. That certainly has created some anxiety and nervousness, and it marked quite a major departure from our position in the 1960s, 70s, and the 1980s. And you recall that we, in 1982, championed the cause of Western Sahara, which led to Morocco exiting the OAU, as it was known at the time, in 1982. So it was a very significant development, and a lot of our allies on the left are looking at Ghana's new posture. I can assure you that because this is a very sensitive matter, we will be open-minded. We will study exactly what the considerations were, what the experts advised President Akufo-Addo to take such a consequential decision. I mean, when you are in government, you may know things that others will not know. I mean, he received national security briefings, he is at ECOWAS, OAU, AU now, and all of that, UN. So we want to keep an open mind. We will go and study what the considerations were, what analysis went into this decision. But the assurances I can give you based on our foreign policy is that we remain friends of all, enemies of none. Even if diplomatic ties may appear strained as it is now in the Western Sahara question, it does not mean that our good friends in Western Sahara, we are going to disown them or cut ties with them in terms of the real people-to-people, cultural, and, if you like, ideological ties with them. But it's a sensitive matter. We will go and study it, and then we will look at the way forward. I agree with you that they have allies on both sides. Of course, the Algerians are not happy because of this decision. The Moroccans have welcomed it. They are excited about it. But we need to balance forces based on our strategic national interests. And we will look into it and see how best we find a resolution moving forward.
Thank you. I think I like how you responded, because Ghana has always taken a position, but that's fine.